Kansas City about to kick the football to Baltimore. It snowed overnight here, but now it's just plain cold. Wind chill at about 14. What about the weather?
Great conditions. The field's in really good shape. So the best team, weather will not affect the outcome of the game. The best team will win the game.
Here it is at 26 with the wind chill at 14. Chiefs have not delivered a home playoff victory since back in 1993. Ryan Suckup will be kicking to Parmalee. Jalen Parmalee will handle the return chores as David Reed is inactive. Suckup's kick goes to the goal line. And Parmalee and the Ravens trying to find a wedge up the middle. He takes it to the 30. Tackled by Ricky Price. Here comes Joe Flacco. His numbers have improved every year, and he has started every game of his 3-year career. Back in the playoffs, 3 for 3. That's rarefied air. That company he keeps. First 3 years as a starter, in the playoffs all 3 years. Burke is his center, the 13-year man, the former Viking. And Rice was 3rd in the league this year in yards from scrimmage. They bring in an extra lineman. Tony Mole lines up on the left side. Play action fake, and Flacco's pass, well defended, almost picked. Eric Berry got a hand on it. I was thinking of a year ago when they opened up in the wild card game up in New England and they ran it 83 yards with Rice for a touchdown. This time they come out throwing.
Unbalanced line. Joe Flacco thinks he has single coverage to the outside. Eric Berry diagnosed the play so quickly and has tremendous speed. Gets out underneath. Joe Flacco lucky it wasn't intercepted.
He was intending that pass for Derek Mason. So it's a 2nd down and 10. McClain comes out of the backfield. He's going to throw again. And he's got Bolden. And Bolden's got first down yardage and a whole lot more down to the Kansas City 43. Good for 27.
It is a blitz. Joe Flacco sees it right away. Eric Berry late and coming. Nobody is ready to pick him up. But short crossing route. Anquan Bolden. That's what they want to do with him today. Not send him down the field so much, but do what he's best at. Catching the short passes, tight coverage, and going across the field.
So already to the Chiefs side of the field. And now they'll run it with Rice. And the running game's been better the last 3 or 4 weeks of the season. That's good for only 2. This Chiefs defense directed by defensive coordinator Romeo Crennel, who's just been huge for us. Talking about Crennel in the words of head coach Todd Haley. Haley, the outside linebacker, 2nd in the league this year to Ware of the Cowboys in sacks. And you already saw Barry, the first-round pick out of Tennessee, break up the first play of the game. It's a 2nd and 8 from the 41. Flacco goes sideline, and again, with the defender right on him, it's ruled incomplete. That was Brandon Flowers who had his hands on it.
Well, that's the guy they said they didn't want to pick on today, but the first couple throws to the outside, both towards Brandon Flowers. And the one worry that the Baltimore Ravens have is that they get in man-to-man situations, can they beat the secondary of the Kansas City Chiefs, especially Brandon Flowers, excellent player on the outside.
It's a young secondary starting 2 rookie safeties and a pair of 3rd-year corners. 3rd and 8 from the gun. Flacco wide open. He's got heat for the first down. Tumbling inside the 30 to the 29. Gain of 12.
Well, excellent job picking up the blitz. You're looking at the Chiefs, everybody up there. And Joe Flacco, he knows he's secure. And Todd Heap, nice job inside, pushing off. That's what a tight end does. So far, 4 throws. We've seen 2 across the field. And the Baltimore Ravens think that is a huge plus for them today in this game.
Yeah, that middle's been open for 2 big gainers. One for 27 to Bolden. That one 12 to Heap. And it's Rice staying low, but knocked back for a loss of a yard by Belcher. How about your philosophy?
Well, the one thing that the Kansas City Chiefs want to take away, they want to take the short passes away from the Baltimore Ravens. Ray Rice, when he catches 2- and 4-yarders, he always gets 10 or 12. They think if they can take that away, play good man-to-man defense on the outside, that's the formula to win the game.
Now the Ravens, who won their last 4 games of the regular season, now on 2nd down and 12. Swing it over to Rice in the open field, and he's bouncing around to the 21, set up about 3rd and 2. That picks up 10.
Well, that's why they really hate zone defense. Look at the defense. Everybody watching the quarterback. You're worried about the downfield throws, which you have to when you play Joe Flacco and go against Cam Cameron. And look at Ray Rice. Good blocking for Joe Flacco. Look how long it takes. Out in space, tough to tackle.
49 yards passing already for Flacco. 3rd down and 2. They bring in Hushmanzada as an extra receiver. And that pass caught by Heap for the 1st down.
Off coverage, Todd Heap to the right of the quarterback. Look at the protection. Oh, and he throws it right between the defenders. Good job of Joe Flacco, knowing, seeing the hands. Doesn't get very many passes batted down. Of course, it helps when you're 6'6" and you stand tall to throw it. Hurry up, the Chiefs. I mean, the Ravens trying to get their offense, give it some emotion, get it moving, so they're not huddling, Jim.
Trying to do something that doesn't happen for the opponents here at Arrowhead. Take the opening drive to the end zone. They throw to the end zone, incomplete over the head of Heap.
Well, sometimes you work all week long and you say, hey, we're going to go at number 39. That's Brandon Carr to the offense's left. Instead, they're throwing them all to the right. Oh, look at that. Todd Heap inside, doesn't matter. Brandon Flowers still in tremendous position to knock any pass down.
Hushmanzada has been involved in some finger pointing and jawing on the last 2 throws that have not been in his direction. It's a 2nd and 10. There's Heap at the 10, to the 5, and down to the 1-yard line. Gain of 13. Heap having a huge opening series here.
Yeah, he sure is. Once again on the line waiting, a little cross inside. And what we're seeing so much, hurry up offense again. Maybe a quarterback sneak when you go this quick.
It is. Flacco mishandles the snap. Rice tries to push one of the defenders away from the pile, Eric Berry. But Flacco still has it. So they hurried to the line, and maybe they weren't even set themselves.
Let's see what happens. Well, it's a good snap. Joe Flacco kind of in a hurry, which most quarterbacks do. They're trying to move at the same time as they get the football. Secure the snap. Keep your hands right on the center, and then give it a little hesitation, then go in for the touchdown.
They bring in Willis McGahee. He's the tailback on 2nd and goal. McGahee pushed back. Derek Johnson holds him to no gain.
Derek Johnson, here he is. Watch him real quick. Diagnoses it. Nobody can block him because he's on the backside of the play. And he's fast, comes downhill, had a terrific year this year. Look at it from up top. This Chiefs defense, they can run.
Corey Mays helped break it up too. That line to give a little slot there for Johnson to come in. 3rd down, 13th play of the opening drive, and Flacco rolling out. In trouble, now throws it in, it's incomplete. Eric Berry broke it up. Goal line stand by the Chiefs. Baltimore had 1st and goal at the 1. Let's see what they do here on 4th down.
Yeah, they're going to kick it, but how about Eric Berry? A couple good plays on this drive, and Brandon Flowers. 2 young secondary people. They're the difference from a touchdown to a field goal. Boy, that is big. You're the visiting team going up 7-0. you keep the emotion in this stadium by only getting 3 points.
Billy Cundiff, huge year. AFC Pro Bowl kicker from 19 yards. And the Ravens put up 3 when it looked like 7 was a certainty. They kept it for almost 6 minutes. 3-0 Ravens. 14 plays, the Ravens kept it, Phil. Ends up in a 19-yard field goal.
You come into the game, your game plan, it's perfect. The crossing routes, we got it. We go unbalanced. You're down to the 1 yard line. And then the whole thing turns around. The quarterback sneak, taking the snap from the center.
They had 3 snaps from the 1, and the Chiefs defense wouldn't let them in.
I believe Joe Flacco would have scored on the quarterback sneak. I don't think the Chiefs defense was ready for the play to come that fast.
Dexter McCluster waiting for the kick from Cundiff, very likely not to be returned because Cundiff tied an all-time NFL record with 40 touchbacks this year. Now this one into a little bit of a breeze, stays on the ground for a while. McCluster hops past a couple of first hits, takes it to the 26. Just an 11-yard run back. We'll see Matt Castle and the Chiefs attack for the first time, but Kansas City's defense holds the Ravens to 3.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Pepsi Max, 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. And by GMC. Vote for the GMC Never Say Never moment of the year at NFL.com/GMC.
MetLife blimp looking down at Arrowhead Stadium, where the Kansas City Chiefs are in the postseason for the first time since a 2006 appearance that ended quickly up at Indianapolis. That was the Colts Super Bowl winning year. First down from the 25. First snap for the Chiefs. Castle has to step up away from Suggs and falls forward. That was McClain, the next to come after him. It's a gain of 2 for Castle. Had quite a year in his second year here at Kansas City. His first postseason start. He threw 27 touchdowns this year and only 7 interceptions. Second best ratio in the league to his mentor, former teammate, Tom Brady. Waters going to the Pro Bowl for the 5th time. And Bo led the NFL in touchdown catches this year. First Kansas City player to ever lead the league in that category with 15. So Castle on 2nd and 8. And what a catch near midfield. And it's ruled out of bounds. No catch. Moreeeee, the rookie out of Iowa, made an acrobatic catch but did not have both feet down.
It's a good throw. The Chiefs love to send receivers out and then up the sidelines. It's one of the ways they get a lot of big plays, and that right foot does not come down in bounds. They like to do a lot of things on this offense by deception. Opening play, 3 tight ends, a lot of different personnel coming in, formations, movement. The Baltimore Ravens, they said it is no big deal. We got a handle on all of it.
Kevin Curtis comes into the game, just signed on Tuesday. 3rd down and 8 as Charles running with it. And he's pushed back by Ray Lewis and Ed Reed.
Well, that's a good, safe play. You give it to your speed guy.
Natan going back to the Pro Bowl for the 2nd time. Ray Lewis for a 12th. And, of course, the tragedy in Ed Reed's family this week. His brother missing down in New Orleans has not been found. Ed Reed, also fighting a rib injury, had been listed as questionable during the week. He was in on that last play. 3 and out for Kansas City. Colquitt in the punt. Ladarius Webb set to return it. Beautiful looking boot. Fair catch signaled and made at the 15. Monster punt, 54 yards. Ravens lead at 3-0 first quarter in Kansas City. CBSSports.com is streamlining its award-winning fantasy games to create an even better fantasy experience. Go to CBSSports.com/sneak preview. Sign up for an alert when fantasy games launch. Flacco and the Ravens right back out onto that field. Same goes for that Chiefs defense. As Rice, there's nothing there for the running attack so far. They knock him back about 2. That's Holly and Barry on the hit.
Well, a lot of times when you're going against this Chiefs defense, the style they play, they try to hold the offensive linemen up in the blockers, and they see where the run's going, then they throw you and go for the tackle. That and the fact that they have very fast linebackers, if you want to run the ball, you just got to stay at it and hope you wear them down a little bit.
5 rushes, -2 yards for Baltimore. 2nd and 12, and Flacco's in trouble. Look out, just thrown away. He had Glenn Dorsey all over him, the former #1 out of LSU.
Yeah, but Tamba Hali, number 91, is the guy that makes him panic, step up, and then kind of lose focus down the field. Top of your screen, number 91, Tamba Hali. He feels him, even though he's blocked well by Yonda. Once again, very good coverage on the outside.
3rd and 12. Comes the blitz. What a catch by Rice. And he's near the 1st. Ali was chasing after him.
Looks like he might have it. Boy, good job. Joe Flacco felt the pressure on the backside. It was a blitz by Eric Berry again. The timing is not good. He's waiting too long. He's not getting there.
Mike Carey and his crew calling the chain gang. Wow, by a nose. It's a 1st down.
Eric Berry, number 29, coming from this side. It's just too far to go. Joe Flacco sees it, gets rid of the uncovered guy. They think, well, Ray Rice will be in there blocking. He's not.
Looks like the Chiefs are going to challenge the spot.
They can challenge it because it is a 1st down.
The ruling on the field, the runner was down and gained the 1st down, is being challenged by Kansas City.
Todd Haley says, you know what? We're not sure about that. Let's take another look.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verizon, the official wireless service provider of the NFL. And by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go.
Back here in Kansas City, last play being reviewed, challenged by the Chiefs. They're not going to win it. Rice made quite an effort to get every little inch out of this he could.
Yep, just his hand hits the ground. He doesn't collapse. Nothing. His elbow doesn't go down. And I think the Chiefs, didn't get a chance to say before, they challenged too quick. We would have shown another replay or 2 so you would have had more information before you threw that red flag out there.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. The runner was down past the line again. Baltimore 1st down. Kansas City is charged with their 1st team timeout.
Because when I was watching it live, I think you agree, Jim. When we watched it live, I said, uh-oh, that could be a half a yard short because the way Ray Rice had his body parallel to the ground. It was a big 1st down, but I would not have challenged unless I had more evidence to get it overturned. And like I said, I think you could have waited another 15 seconds to get more information.
So the Ravens have a 1st down at the 25. A team that went 12-4, tied the division with the Steelers, but lost actually the division by virtue of the tiebreaker play within the division. They were 4-2 versus 5-1 by the Steelers. Rice picks up 3. Of course, the winner of this game will have an appointment with Pittsburgh next Saturday.
Well, I know just watching this Ravens offense has to give the whole team some confidence. Always a little conflict when you don't win some games. John Harbaugh, tough coach, says, hey, we have issues on our team, but they go away quickly because that's the culture he's created there. Nothing festers. We coach them hard. We criticize them. They can take it, and we move on.
2nd down and 7. Back over to Rice. What a a nice move to get it past a couple of Chief defenders who are waiting for him. Picks up 8 and another first.
Yeah, it's zone coverage, and when you play zone coverage, everybody watching the quarterback, look, all the defenders trying to say, who are we going to cover? Well, nobody covers Ray Rice. We've said it already. In space, a running back like him, powerful, small, gets low to the ground, he's going to be very difficult to tackle out there.
So the Ravens have effectively been able to dig themselves out of a hole back at the 13 where they faced a 3rd and 12. Now on 1st and 10, McGahee for just a couple. Of course, Flacco, 3 years, 3 trips to the playoffs. Talked about how rare the company is. Dan Marino, Bernie Kosar, Joe Flacco, quarterback since 1980 to start a team and take a team to the playoffs the first 3 years. By the way, he has 35 total wins, regular and postseason, in his first 3 years. If he wins here today, he'll tie Dan Marino's mark for 36 wins in your first 3 years. As Heat makes the catch, but is brought down right away by Eric Berry, held only 3.
Well, I know as I look at this Baltimore Ravens offense, we talked to Cam Cameron last night, and he was pretty fired up, wasn't he?
Oh, boy.
You know, I mean, kind of in a combative way, because the offense has not been what everybody wants it to be. So he said he streamlined it. They've had a few little wrinkles here today that we'll talk about, but he says we are practicing great. Sooner or later, it's going to come to the field. We hope it's during this playoff run.
Yeah, he had a good vibe about this. He said there's another level this offense hasn't reached yet. 3rd and 6, and that offense keeps on moving as Bolden takes a couple of big collisions with him. 14 yards and a first down to the Kansas City 46.
Well, so many times in offense, how do you get good? You've got to define roles for players. First off, watch the right tackle, Marshall Young, a good block. But Anquan Bolden, he is an excellent inside receiver. Watch that side, couldn't get it quicker. Good job, takes Tom Bahali right to the ground. So Anquan Bolden, we talked about it. Across the field, inside, big and physical, he can make those catches.
First down and play action, and Flacco goes down the sideline. That was intended for Mason. Brandon Flowers right there with him. Tonight on 60 Minutes, Elvis, James Dean, Marilyn Monroe, Michael Jackson. How about their estates? Just how much money are they earning? That story tonight on 60 Minutes, only CBS. So total yards, 108 now for the Ravens. Kansas City's only had 3 snaps in this game.
Yeah, that's a bad stat so far, but the good news is it's only 3-0.
22nd snap now for the Ravens. Ball's out, and Flacco had it, then lost it again. Holland was the one who knocked it out of his hands, and it belongs to Kansas City. Flacco's second fumble here in the first quarter. He fumbled 9 times in the regular season, 5th most in the league. And it's Holland that recovers it.
Well, when you're a fast football team, you got to make plays with your speed. And Tamba Hali against Michael Orr gets around the outside, finally gets the edge. Joe Flacco does not sense him or feel it, and he gets the football knocked out. Boy, that's when you know you're a good pass rusher. You block, the guy's engaged with you. You just lower that left shoulder, go down, and that momentum carries you right to the quarterback.
Ravens set a franchise low with only 20 giveaways this year, but they've given it away on this occasion. Flea flicker time. Jones back to Castle, and Castle had an open receiver, Kevin Curtis, way down the field, but he couldn't quite get a clean handle on it. Plus all that pressure, scrambles for 6.
Well, that's the problem, is blocking these guys. Matt Castle from behind the receiver to your left, Kevin Curtis. If he could have stood in there deep down the field, Kevin Curtis was open. There goes Kevin Curtis. Nice sell job to the outside. He sees he's open, and look at the space as he crosses the field.
2nd down and 4, and both of the first down snaps for the Chiefs have ended up with Castle scrambling for plus yardage. And it's Charles with that great speed, taken off Jamal Charles, no one's going to touch him. Touchdown, Kansas City. Yards, Jamal Charles, aided by blocks by Moreeeee and Albert. And just 2 plays after the takeaway, Kansas City takes the lead.
Watch the left side of your line. Brandon Albert, Tony Moreeeee gets an excellent job, and Jamal Charles so fast. Give him just a little room, and it's look out.
Suckup makes it 7-3. Chiefs have their first postseason lead in 13 years. Off the Flacco fumble, the former Big 12 100-meter dash champion takes off in a sprint to give the Chiefs the lead in the first quarter. Well, Jamal Charles scored their first touchdown of the season. It was on a Monday night against San Diego, setting the pace for their division-winning season, and now he scores their first touchdown of the postseason from 41 out.
You know, like a lot of times, you can watch these players all week, and the Ravens go, yeah, we know he's fast. He's a track guy playing football. But when you go to tackling the speed, you go, uh-oh. And the Ravens, both safeties, Landry and Ed Reed, took angles. He ran right by him before they could make the tackle.
I tell you, just looking at it from up here, it's a blur.
What did we say Friday? We watched him practice. He was so much faster than everybody on the field. It catches you by surprise.
What did he tell us? I feel like a quarterback at running back because I can change the game.
I want to be a difference maker. Well, I think you've accomplished that even before this game.
Suckup with the wind at his back, and Parmalee thought about it. But Nakamura convinces him to down it for the touchback.
Well, let's just watch how they do it. Brandon Albert and Brian Waters get here. Then Brandon Albert gets Ray Lewis. Then watch the kick out by Moreeeee on Jared Johnson. And then both safeties, here they come, they miss him. Ed Reed took an angle. Ray Lewis, he reaches out. He gets a handful of air. There's Landry, the safety. Ed Reed coming across. That'll make you back up.
Pretty interesting, that replay right there. That wiggle to get past Lewis and then just blows past the 2 safeties as McGahee gallops for about 7. The last time the Ravens allowed a rushing touchdown of outside the 30 yards was all the way back in 2005. Sean Bryson of the Lions went 77 on him.
Well, I just got to say that. You say that Ray Lewis said, you asked him that question last night, a 100-yard rusher. He goes, if they can rush for 100 yards, a running back, that's tough. With the bus I rode in on, I don't know if you can do that.
That's right.
So, well, they're pretty good against the run, but this Jamal Charles pretty good too.
That's a tall task, he said. And that's Hushmanzada, catches it in stride and takes off. Gets a block downfield too, and that's a big gainer for the Ravens.
Boy,
that's another 28 yards.
Just a really good job by Joe Flacco, waiting. Nice protection once again. And Hushmanzada runs through the zone. He gets all the way across the field against all the coverage.
It's Bolden who has the block.
Excellent.
On Kendrick Lewis. Gave him an additional 5 or 6 yards. We're approaching a minute to go in the first quarter.
A lot of teams just say, Jim, let's be physical. That means hit everybody. Block them hard. If they're going to block you, hit them hard.
That's to the rookie tight end, Ed Dixon, rookie out of Oregon for 2. I tell you, Eric Berry, he's in on so many plays, Phil.
Well, we saw it at Tennessee. He's fast. He just has, we talked about this too, athletic instincts. a guy that just knows how to play. Probably plays every sport well. Just understands, you know, what's going to happen, situations. It comes very natural to Eric Berry.
His dad, James, was a 4-year letterman at Tennessee. Before him, some 4-year running back he was. And that is McGahee stumbling down to about the 40. And he talked about watching his dad, talking about Eric Berry, how his dad, on film, you can tell he's a hard-nosed player. He was tough, but he didn't force the sport on me, but I play that way as a tribute to him. You can see it. Doesn't miss much. That's the end of the quarter. 7-3 Kansas City. Only one network is on a roll. More Americans watch CBS than any other network. The #1 drama, #1 comedy, #1 new comedy, and #1 new show. Only one #1. That's CBS, America's most watched network. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms here in Kansas City. Play count in the first quarter, 27-5. Baltimore 27 snaps, but down 7-3. Start the quarter, 3rd and 5 from the 40, and Flacco again with pressure, and it's broken up by, again, Eric Berry. Intended for Anquan Bolden.
Well, you know, Jim, you talked to Eric Berry yesterday. His idol is Ed Reed. Watch as he comes across on the route. That's the coverage. He just didn't guess. It was an excellent disguise by the defense. And at the snap, he became the safety down low to take crossers. He timed it beautifully that time.
Sam Cook in to punt. At 39 punts inside the 20 this year. He's really good at this. But maybe like a little more out of it. That's Arenas, Javier Arenas, coming up to make the fair catch. 26-yard punt. Chiefs will have it at the 13. Here's Todd Haley in his 2nd year, coming over from Arizona, where he was part of that team that went to the Super Bowl under Ken Wisenhunt. Last year, 4-12. This year, the 6-game improvement to 10-6.
Well, look, you got to give him a lot of credit. He brought in Romeo Cornell and Charlie Weiss, offense and defensive coordinators. And what happens is, and he said it, you get coordinators in here, he knows them. Now they can coach the team. He doesn't have to coach them how he wants his guys coached, and he can go around and pay attention to everything. It's just worked out great for him.
And they toss it to Charles. He's got another big run. Again in a full sprint for 11 yards.
Well, they go to the right side this time. And it's just excellent. Lilja inside gets the block. Barry Richardson, right tackle. Excellent block. And Ray Lewis inside. Can he get around? No. Barry Richardson, that's awesome. Getting down the field so far. Kansas City's offensive line, they are athletic enough to get past defensive linemen to block linebackers. We have seen that.
First down at the 25.
Now they're going to get up there and they're going to try everything to stop the run.
By the left side. That's another 8 yards. Taking Landry with him. Well, you mentioned Charlie Weiss, offensive coordinator. Of course, it was announced before the final regular season game. Charlie's going to leave after the season, take the coordinator job, offensive coordinator job at Florida. A lot of people thought, what terrible timing, what a distraction. But talking to Todd Haley about it this week, he said, we're going to get the very best out of Charlie. We know that. These two go way back. They shared an office together for 3 years. And he knew when he first came here, he wasn't going to be here for long.
That's right. Charlie Weiss going to Florida for his family.
Charles shakes off a couple of hits to the 42.
Just Charlie Weiss designing these plays. But, you know, just to go back that too, Jim, Todd Haley doesn't think it's going to affect the team. You can see that by their planning. Good job of Charles breaking those blocks. Last time Charlie Weiss left the coaching staff to go away and take the Notre Dame job, the New England Patriots won the Super Bowl. So that gave Todd Haley a lot of, you know, I may say, hey, I feel good. It's a good vibe.
On first down, there's the throw across the middle to Jones. And Thomas Jones right at the 50, gain of 8.
Well, the one thing you want to do, and the Chiefs are doing an excellent job of it, mix it up. We're seeing outside runs mostly because they want to make a big defense go side to side. And try not to put too much pressure on the offensive line in obvious passage situations because the one thing I've said, they're worried about getting overpowered up front by guys like Haloti Ngata and Kelly Gregg.
That 8-yard throw to Jones. Castle's first completion as a 2nd and 2 at the 50. Jones is the running back. Steps over one defender, Suggs, and has enough for the first down. So here we go with the 1-2 tandem. Jones usually gets the start. Charles comes in. Charles, of course, had that one explosive 41-yard touchdown already in this game. They brought in also a little reinforcement on that line with Asamoah.
Yeah, they did. You know, it's just another thing. They just keep mixing it up. So the defense thinks, oh, wow, here comes 3 tight ends or doing something extra. No, he's just a fullback running up there getting the lead block.
Charles returns. Duran Tucker to the near side, rookie out of Cal.
The cluster up top.
Take the end around. They go with Charles. The ball came out. Charles coughed it up. The Ravens have a lot of bodies in that pile right now.
Well,
it's Baltimore football. Stripped away by Terrence Cody and recovered by the rookie from Alabama. Chiefs were driving, comes to an end. Baltimore takes over at the 42. Back at Arrowhead, that was McKinney right there who actually recovered it. It was forced by Cody. Kansas City only turned it over 14 times all year. It was near record territory. Rice for 5 out to the 50.
Well, Jim, let's look at Terrence Cody. He's over the center. Watch him hustle as the run goes to his right, fake reverse. Keep after it, the little cutback. Now the big guy, rookie, falls on top. And just, oh, the ball comes out with his left arm hitting it. Then he just falls on Jamal Charles. Face goes into the ground. That's what the Ravens want to do. They want to be physical, keep falling on him, and see if he wants to keep running that football with such speed.
Might look like a wrestling match at times out there. We were warned by Greg Madison, their coordinator, defensive coordinator at Baltimore.
Take it to the edge.
2nd and 5. Cut back Rice. Nothing there. A yard, maybe 2. Glenn Dorsey blocks the hole. 3rd and 4 coming up for Flacco. So Jamal Charles had the big moment. Run for the touchdown. But on this occasion gives it back to Baltimore. See if the Ravens can do anything with it. Have to get to the 45 for the first. Flacco. Pocket breaks down and he is knocked down. A sack. Gilberry and Hali both get to Flacco.
From the outside, from your left, Tamahali upfield redirects. Joe Flacco under center on 3rd down. You know he's 6'6". In those obvious passing situations, I think he's much better off always being in the shotgun.
Studebaker was also in on that. That's the 2nd sack. They're going to credit it officially to Hali. He's got 2 already here in the half. So on 4th and 4, Cook end over end and out of bounds. Flacco seeing a lot of pressure early. He's fumbled twice. His team's down 7-3, 2nd quarter.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Lipitor. AT&T. Rethink possible. And by the new 2011 Ford F-150. Built Ford tough.
Coming up, the Sprint halftime report. JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, Coach Cowher. They'll have some first half highlights. The latest playoff news coming up on the Sprint halftime report. The Chiefs Now they take over at the 13. Cook's 2 punts at both left the Chiefs inside the 15.
Well, look at the number of pass attempts by the Ravens compared to the Chiefs. Matt Castle 1 of 2.
His third pass is complete to Moreeeee, and the rookie out to the 36. Ed Reed brings him down.
The running game takes care of itself for the Chiefs, but when they throw it, they're creative. This time, Matt Castle going to fake the screen outside. He wants to throw it down to the sideline. It's covered, so the opening's down the middle. He sees it. Excellent job of coming off the first receiver by Matt Castle.
Gain of 22. The cluster, another rookie in motion. They're going to run it back with Charles. So he's not punished with a fumble. He's right back out there and picking up another first down, a gain of 11.
Oh, you don't punish your cleanup hitter because he strikes out one time. You got to give it back to him again. Landry on the outside. He thinks he has it covered. He goes, oh, I got the edge, the force, but hard to do it. Good blocking. Moreeeee, the rookie, can run, can block.
Charles shaken up right here, Phil.
Yeah, he looks, you can tell, gets that.
He's down on one knee on the sideline. I think that hit to the head.
Yep.
Now he's back up on his feet. Jones replaces him. First down at the 46. Thomas Jones. And that's McKinney, who has a hold of the ankles, holds him to a yard.
Boy, look at Jamal Charles. That's something. In this modern day football, everybody has a hard time. 6.38 yards per rush. And look at the other names. And look at the years. The last guy to go over 6, Barry Sanders, Jim, in 1997.
Pretty strong. And of course, second to Arian Foster in the NFL in rushing this year.
And you know, they use him perfectly. Thomas Jones does a lot of the tough work, takes the hits away from him.
On 2nd and 9, McCluster with a wiggle to get past Landry. And down to the Baltimore side at the 47, a gain of 6.
Well, the Chiefs are doing what they wanted to do. Run it outside. Jamal Charles taking it out, cuts it back, but play to the edges. Get away from the big guys inside and make those big guys run side to side. So far in this game, they have made it happen.
Moving inside of 7 minutes, 3rd and 3. They're trying to read it while the Ravens move in.
That's a good timeout. It was going to be a blitz. He wasn't ready for it.
Timeout, Kansas City. Chiefs have 1 remaining in the half. This is what got Castle's attention. Just looking into the eyes across the way. Lewis and the Ravens.
And Ray Lewis flinched a couple times like he was coming on the blitz, and Matt Castle, yeah, I think I'll call a timeout.
So they're right back to where they were after the last possession at this point of the field where Charles fumbled. It's a 3rd and 3. And now movement on the left side by Albert.
False start. Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd.
That's the first flag of the game.
Left tackle Brandon Albert knows that Jared Johnson's coming to the outside. Probably maybe McCluster going behind him so quick. He's like, what's that?
Well, you see Charles re-enter the huddle after sitting out a couple of plays, shaken up after an 11-yard carry. Now a 3rd and 8. McCluster always hammered at the 50. Ed Reed saw that one.
Yeah, good job by Ed Reed, timing it out perfectly. You see the blitz? Here comes Ladarius Webb, number 61. Ed Reed has the running back coming out of the backfield. Boy, perfect form tackling too. Helmet low, wrap your arms around him.
Colquitt to punt for the 2nd time, with Webb hanging out at around the 10-yard line. This Colquitt could get some serious hang time. Ball bounces at the 2 and trying to save it. Touchback. The two Chiefs players collided, Ricky Price and Verran Tucker. So only a net of 28. Boy, it was close. But it's a touchback.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by DirecTV. Watch your favorite team wherever you live. Only on DirecTV. Call to switch today. And by Bridgestone, the official tire of the NFL.
The great Hank Stram. Boy, what an innovator he was. The Hall of Famer who would have been 88 this past Monday. Passed away back in 2005. Took the Chiefs to Super Bowl I. Won Super Bowl IV. Had the great privilege of working with him for about 7 years. Remembered here today by many. As Flacco is able to hit it with McGahee. Bounces off his own player, Ben Grubbs. Gain of only a couple. All that Kansas City history, but it's been a long time, Phil, since they won a playoff. They've lost their last 6 playoff games, and you got to go back to '93. They made it to the AFC Championship only to lose to Buffalo back then. The last time they won a playoff game, '93. Todd Haley trying to change the fortunes of this franchise and doing it this year. 10-6. Chiefs will is his mantra. On 2nd down and 8. Flacco will take off with it, and he runs for a first. Slides out to the 35.
Excellent job by Joe Flacco, but as you watch it, what has to concern the Baltimore Ravens, they are not getting open with their wide receivers. So far, Joe Flacco, even when there's man-to-man coverage, Brandon Carr to the outside, he is all over Derek Mason. They wanted to pick on Brandon Carr. When I watch the Chiefs play, I don't see any great weakness in number 39. Big, physical, can run, maybe at times too aggressive.
Gonna throw it here on 1st down, and no, he's not. He's gonna be sacked. Sack number 3 by the Chiefs defense. Belcher is the one to tackle him this time.
They got the speed on the outside, and then every once in a while they bring the guy. Oh, you think he's going to be in pass coverage? No. And Joe Flacco, so far, when the quarterback starts getting hit, you start anticipating it. And that becomes a problem. Because when you start anticipating getting hit, even if the guys get open, sometimes it's hard to stay on them and wait for them to get there.
You surprised how much pressure they're getting on him?
Well, the Chiefs got speed. They got a good scheme.
Dumps it over to Rice, who lost his footing trying to make a cut on Studebaker. Just a gain of 4. 3rd and long coming up for Baltimore.
And I guess in this atmosphere, the fact that Chiefs have some good rushers and some good ways to do it, Jim. You know, the Baltimore Ravens generally do not just drop back and get rid of the football quickly. They like to hold it. He likes to look down the field for the deep routes.
Quinnell, the coordinator, the former Cleveland head coach. Great track record at New England. Imploring his defense to make a stop here. Flacco's pass. Push Manzana, though it's Heap. And he makes the diving grab right at the 1st down yardage.
Yeah, against John McGraw that time. Has him inside. Good job by Flacco moving, keeping his eyes up. That's so important for a quarterback. When you move, don't start looking to who's going to hit you next. And what a reroute by Todd Heap, seeing his quarterback is in trouble, turns and goes right back up the field.
Flacco's converted on 3 3rd down catches in this one. 2:25 to go in the half. Flacco steps up. It's Heath again at the 40, 35, and dropped by Carr at the 34. Good for 21.
Everybody looking for the short pass. Good play action fake. This is just what I call a national pass. Tight end going up the field, going across.
We reached the 2-minute warning in Kansas City. Chiefs lead at 7-3, but the Ravens are driving. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Joe Flacco's thrown for 175 yards. This is 6th career playoff game, all of them on the road. Got a first down coming out of the 2-minute warning, plus 3 timeouts. Running away from pressure and slides for about 6.
Even though Joe Flacco went feet first, those defenders were too close to him, so they're still allowed to hit him.
And he got a good hit.
Yes, he did.
Belcher
gets in there and hits it. That's a clean play. Wow. As you watch the Ravens, basically every completion in the game has been down the middle, nothing outside.
2nd and 5. Another one across the middle. Heat having a field day. And McGraw rides with him. Eventually Barry drags them down. Gain of 12.
Well, a lot of times, all the coverage, when you look at the Chiefs secondary, they're double covering the outside, so you keep it inside.
Ravens use the first timeout. Minute 7 to go in the half. Football at the 18.
Why the Ravens throwing it across the middle? Watch Todd Heap go here. Look how deep the safeties are. They are a non-factor to the underneath throws when you play that deep.
Well, Heap's having such a big first half. Coming up in the Sprint halftime report, JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, Coach Coward. They'll have the latest playoff news, their take on the first half action here at Arrowhead coming up in the Sprint halftime report. Heap has 7 catches, a season high, 81 yards, a season high. Help bring him down to the 17 as Flacco has to roll out. Again, he'll run with it. Bolden helped shield the player, Derek Johnson, to give Flacco space for 6.
Tell you, this is something I guarantee you the Chiefs talked about. All right, let's play this coverage. Let's stop the running game outside. Brandon Flowers against Derek Mason, all over him. You see the coverage underneath, but nobody talked about the quarterback getting out of the pocket. Guarantee it, inside, well covered. Wide receivers not getting away from any of the defensive backs.
Flacco has scrambled for 24 yards. That's his season's best. 2nd down and 4 at the 11. 58 seconds and 2 timeouts. So they go Rice. And the defense collapses on him about a yard short of the first, including Dorsey.
Kansas City too fast up front. They're getting off blocks. The Ravens offensive line, they can't hit and even get up to block the linebackers who are all fast and very good.
3rd and 2. Rice the running back. Mason, Hushmanzada, Bolden the receivers. Flacco looking end zone, goes to the 5 to Rice and is able to walk in. Touchdown Baltimore.
What a job. Joe Flacco stood back there like a big statue and just took his time. He looks to his right, watch his eyes, wants to throw a fade. It's well covered, nobody open, and then Ray Rice inside does a little wiggle, breaks out. Excellent job, tremendous pass protection, but most of all, Joe Flacco good with his eyes and finds the right guy to throw it to. Boy, can't cover him that long.
Rice caught 1 touchdown this year. First Baltimore running back now to ever catch a postseason touchdown pass. Well, they use that clock effectively too. I'd see a lot of teams after the previous play start getting a little panic and take another timeout.
Good point. You know, they had 2 timeouts. They were managing the clock perfectly because if they had to kick a field goal, they took all the time away from Kansas City. Boy, what a job by Joe Flacco on that drive. The throws, the runs.
Hey, it's been some wild card weekend, hasn't it? All the excitement of yesterday, Seattle ending it for the Saints. And then the Colts go out. Jets win it with the field goal as the game ends. So the 2 Super Bowl participants of a year ago go out on the same day.
Well, I just think what we're finding out, which we all know anyway, but, you know, it's hard to talk. It's just how close all the teams are. And, you know, we say it all the time. You never know, but it's just the truth. It's just, for some reason, and I'm part of it, you just can't believe it. You just can't buy into that fact.
You know, you take Todd Haley and his team at Arizona when he was the offensive coordinator there. That was a team that was, you know, people looked at with disbelief. And then they were within a couple of minutes, really less than a minute to go from winning the whole thing just 2 years ago.
That's what he said about this Chiefs team. He says, I hope we're getting better, because that's what happened in Arizona, and we went all the way, like you said, to a minute in the Super Bowl winning.
Cundiff again keeps it on the ground. It hops all the way down to the 4 to McCluster, who is swamped at the 16. Only 15 seconds to go in the half. Wednesday, the most exciting dance competition of the new year continues with Paula Abdul. Who will make it to the semifinals? Find out live on Live to Dance Wednesday. Only CBS.
That sounds like you. You just live to shake it up.
Not to. I can't stop.
Look at the offense. Baltimore 10 points, 42 plays to get their points. Kansas City 16 plays.
Chiefs are going to be happy with a kneel down. Remember, they'll get the football to start the second half, having deferred, having won the flip, kicking it away to Baltimore to start things. That's the end of the first half with the score: Baltimore 10 and Kansas City 7. We'll be back with the Sprint halftime report. James Brown and the crew getting it all teed up, ready to go in Studio 43. Coming your way after this message. And a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Baltimore leads it 10-7 on a touchdown pass from Flacco to Rice with 19 seconds to go in the first half. Jim Nantz and Phil Simms back here at Arrowhead Stadium. A strange first half in some ways. Flacco just throwing the football around. Heap having a huge game. Dwayne Bowe was even a single target once in that first half.
Well, we'll see how both teams change here in the second half. I expect Kansas City to change on both sides, offense and defense.
All right, let's take a look now at the Motorola Atrix play. Again, presented by Motorola. It was Charles. Watch him split the defenders here. Reed and Landry taking it 41 yards for the game's first touchdown. You see some adjustments being made on each side here?
Well, I think the Kansas City Chiefs, as you talk about those adjustments there. Defense, they got good corners. Why are the safeties so deep, helping the corners get inside, help the extra defensive back and the linebackers to cover those receivers that Joe Flacco keeps throwing to?
Yeah, particularly Heap running around here like a tight end that once did quite a bit on these grounds. Tony Gonzalez now with the #1 seed over on the NFC side, Atlanta. As Cundiff sends it about 5 yards deep. He's got a touchback. Nothing out of the ordinary for Cundiff all year. McCluster downs it. So Flacco 196 yards. His first ever 300-yard game, in fact, came against Kansas City in the 2009 season opener. Charles with 87 yards on only 7 rushes. He did, however, lose a fumble on the Baltimore side of the field for the one giveaway on part of the Chiefs.
Kansas City, they have to open it up. They got to find ways to throw the football outside to the receivers. And you saw those numbers with Jamal Charles. Keep giving him the football.
They come out 5 wide, empty the backfield. Castle's pass a little too low for Jamal Charles. Castle, this is, again, a guy that's not all that experienced at quarterback. You look at his lineage, his years at USC, where he backed up some big-time players there. Backed up Brady at New England. Of course, 2 years ago with Brady's knee injury, took over that 08 season. That got him the big contract.
Well, it did. He came here. Todd Haley said it best. He goes, every practice, every game, he's going to grow because he has so little experience in his life playing the quarterback position.
This is over to McCluster, and the Ravens have that well defended. Garrett Johnson helps defend that one. But, you know, Matt Castle's played in some rather significant games. Maybe not football. There he is playing for Northridge, California in the 1994 Little League World Series. Went all the way to the finals against Venezuela. Lost 4-3 in the final.
Nickname was Moose, big guy at that age. And see, as you watch this game, though, Jim, and you watch the Chiefs, everything they're doing in the passing game is like deception. It's screens. We're faking the quick screen, trying to throw it down the field. Not able to just win one-on-one battles outside and drop back and throw it to the wide receiver. Well, neither team is.
He's got Bo to the near side. 3rd and 11. Here he's going across the middle. He's picked off. Nakamura has it. The rookie Nakamura fumbles after the interception. And Kansas City, first signal. Yes, it's cheap recovery.
I'm sure it's something you not talk a lot about, protecting the ball once you intercept it. Matt Castle had to get rid of it. He threw into a pretty tight coverage here. Moreeeee, 3 defenders around him, or 2. And there comes Nakamura for the interception. But what a hit. Jamal Charles catches him by surprise. Speed brings a little power with it, knocks the football loose.
Boy, is carelessly handling it. Looked like he was dangling it, like he was thinking about lateraling to Ed Reed. I've seen Reed do that a number of times in his career, but that was with a lot of traffic. So the Chiefs, with Charles recovering it, this is McCluster running with it. A gain of about 2. So Charles has lost a fumble, and that time he recovered one.
And caused it. Boy, great tackling on the outside. Ladarius Webb that time. Anytime you see Jamal Charles get outside.
Gain of a yard on the play. 2nd down and 9 from the 33-yard line.
So Nakamura also getting some attention from the medical crew, training staff of the Ravens. 2nd down and 8. Here's Charles waiting. Nothing there. Just able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, you talked about it in the first half, Jim. When you get a chance, fall on Jamal Charles. Not the biggest running back, about 195. The tackle, then McClain gets on top of him. That's what we want to do. The Ravens, absolutely here in the second half, I can see more guys converging towards the line of scrimmage. They got a lot of confidence, probably gaining confidence on covering the wide receivers of the Kansas City Chiefs.
3rd down and 8. Lewis comes in. Castle gets it away. 1st down. Oh, and Charles is tripped up by McClain. He was ready to take off. 15 picked up on that one and a 1st down.
It's a trend in the NFL. You know, it's just Jamal Charles coming out of the backfield. Instead of looking at the wide receivers trying to make those difficult throws, you see it more and more with teams. Throw it to the guys inside.
Jameel McClain.
Boy, he gets good job when you want to get these fast guys. Go down on the running backs. Go down low. Get their feet. Don't tackle them high where you miss it, slide off, or get straight on.
It's Jones. He finds a little seam. Nice piece of running. Thomas Jones picks up 11 running behind Barry Richardson. Thomas Jones, who has played plenty of postseason games in his career.
Boy, he just slides. Watch Barry Richardson, 67, double team on the end. And then Thomas Jones, running sideways. But again, where do you run against the Ravens? Outside.
Jones, who had a 100-yard rushing performance in the Super Bowl loss that the Bears had to Indianapolis 4 years back. Todd Haley saying they were leaning on Jones and Vrabel to give this team a lot of talk about playing in the playoffs, as the pass is caught by Tucker. Good for a short gainer, maybe 5. Hey, if you thought the fantasy season was over, it's not. Play NFL.com Playoff Challenge today. You can win a trip to next year's Super Bowl, Super Bowl 46 in Indianapolis. So right back to the line, 2nd down and 5, and McCluster with McLean and Lewis backing them up. Sets up about 3rd and 1, gain of 4.
Well, this is something we thought we might see today. McCluster coming in at running back. Again, McCluster, Jamal Charles, they can make guys miss. That's how Kansas City's really done it on offense all year. You know, the Ravens, they came into this game, they didn't talk about downfield throwing. They talked about stopping the screens that the Kansas City Chiefs run.
They bring in Terrence Comper, the Chiefs do. 3rd down and a long yard. And that's Thomas Jones. They call on for it. Again, they brought in Azumoa on the line to help bolster things. It's going to be very close here. Well, signal is 4th down.
How about that? Asamoah and Sean Smith both come in to be the extra blockers for Thomas Jones.
Haley has no fear of ever going for it on 4th down in situations like this.
Look at those big guys inside. Oh, he cuts it back. If he stays with the 2 big guys, he's going to get the 1st down. Always call for the measurement. If you're the offensive team, it gives you more time to think about it.
Todd Haley has this whole system that he practices with too. He calls it 4th down mode. They've been practicing it so much this season that if they got into that first ever overtime game in the playoffs with the new rules, you know, I think he felt there could be some favorable situations. They have about a foot to go here, 4th and a foot.
Well, all the teams in the playoff, Jim, they've had a lot of meetings. Todd Haley said they sat down as a staff. I think even part of the organization came in and they went over all the scenarios. How do you handle the overtime situations that you will not face during the regular season? And we heard John Harbaugh say the same thing.
There's a 4th down conversions from inside of 2 yards.
You said it, Chiefs not afraid to go for it on 4th down. Of course, I agree with this decision. This part of the field, little breeze into your face. Do you go at the strength of this Ravens defense up the middle, or do you go off outside?
Toss it. Charles shut down. Just looking for anything, and it's not there. That's Landry. Ball came out at the end, but Harbaugh celebrates the fact his defense stopped him.
Kelly Gregg, he was the one. He just came through. Got right into the backfield. The deception does not work.
So bypasses about a 50-yard field goal that could have tied it, and they turn it over on downs. We're back with the Ravens taking over at the 38. Their defense just making a big play, stopping the Chiefs on 4th and 1. And that's Derek Mason with the grab out at the 49. Good for 11 and a first.
Well, let's just look at real quick the 4th down stop, Jim, which I agree going with it. Watch Kelly Gregg. It's a fake inside. He doesn't go for it. He's in position to chase the runner farther outside and no chance to get in the 1st down. How about that? How athletic is that move?
Oh, and there's a penalty on the back of this last play. Personal foul penalty against Holland. Unnecessary roughness. They said going low to the quarterback. And you tack on the yardage after the Mason catch. And it takes the football down to the 36.
Well, I know that doesn't look like much, but that is. Stand there and let somebody hit you below the knee, which is illegal now in the NFL, so that's a good call.
Rice waits now again. Able to zig and zag for 4 when it looked like there was nothing there at all.
Just an excellent job of waiting. That's just, you know, the Baltimore Ravens talk to us about it. They think they've figured out the running game. Everybody stays on their block. Yonda, good job. Chester, the right guard, stays with it. Boy, Ray Rice cuts all the way back behind Matt Burke, the center.
Yeah, it's a good thing Burke held onto his block for so long. And that's what enabled him to make 4 yards out of nothing. Plus the great vision of Rice. 2nd down and 6. Flacco's pass. What a throw. Caught by Bolden at the 19. And Eric Berry looked like he had airtight coverage, but still the pass right on the spot for 13.
What did Eric Berry say to us yesterday? Say, what is pro football? What's the difference? Right first thing out of his mouth. Look at the spiral on target. Eric Berry cannot get there. Joe Flacco, look at the perfect spiral, spinning, can throw in any weather. Eric Berry just said the accuracy of the quarterbacks. Yeah, they're pretty good in this league.
Yeah, the brain power too, he noted, but the accuracy and the smarts, the opposing quarterbacks, it's something else. And that's Rice on 1st down, hard-earned 3. Flacco now with 220 yards passing. That's a Ravens franchise playoff record in their 14th ever playoff game.
Well, Jim just talked about Kansas City's defense. I think it's 4 or 5 snaps. They have brought the extra guy up near the line of scrimmage in every snap but one so far here in the 2nd half. So they're going to try to take away some of those throws over the middle. Joe Flacco saw it. He went right outside to Anquan Bolden in the slot.
Withheld Rice to only 18 yards running on 9 carries, but he did catch a touchdown. Flacco backs away from the pressure, buying time. Tucks it under, steps out at the 12.
Well, they want a holding penalty on Michael Orr. What a job staying with his guy during that whole scramble. Nobody open again down the field. Look at Michael Orr, the tackle on the left side, just staying, hey, he is shadow boxing. They just staying right with the defender, can't get away. That's Glenn Dorsey. Again, Joe Flacco, patience, his movement being a factor running the football.
3rd down and 2. Flacco's pass incomplete. Heap was the target. Berry helped break it up.
Boy, Eric Berry is just showing how much he's improved this year and how good he is. Does he get there too quick? From up here, it actually, I'll give the defensive backs, yeah, looks like he's on the back of Todd Heap before the football gets there.
Dorsey may have gotten a fingernail on it, and at the line.
Well, he definitely had it around his. He had his arms pinned. He wasn't going to be able to raise them to catch it.
29-yard field goal attempt. Billy Cundiff. Already made one from 19. Oh, good job by Cook. That snap appeared to be a little wide. He was able to snag it, get it down. Secure the 3. Brought it back. Look at that. 3 more for the Ravens.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. And by the One, the Accord from Honda.
We're back in Kansas City, and our thanks to our friends from MetLife. The Blimp providing our aerial coverage of Kansas City.
Well, that was a long conversation about Mike Carey and Todd Haley, but I don't know what it was about. I did see a flag on the field, and somebody walked by. Of course, one of the officials picked it up.
10 unanswered points for the Ravens.
It's like being in my house. I'm always the last to know things.
Is that the way it works?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm fine with that.
Cundiff will have this one returned by McCluster. And he twists all the way out to the 23. 23-yard run back. Brought down by Prescott Burgess. Ravens 6 up, 6.5 to go third. Looking at the Chiefs' last 5 possessions now, that first one and that last one both ended those possessions in Baltimore territory. Nothing coming out of them. One a fumble, one a turnover on downs. As Castle has pressure by his feet, throws it away. That was Kelly Gregg again, creating some havoc.
Yeah, you know, Dwayne Bowe, the guy that makes all the plays to the outside. Let's just watch a few plays. The fake screen going down the field to him. He's not open. Now he's going to run the quick slant, and Josh Wilson just all over it. Throws him to the ground. Now on top, Ladarius Webb has him. If you throw it, it's intercepted. But on the field, they're talking about is that intentional grounding by Matt Castle. I mean, he overthrew the receivers, but he wasn't going to be sacked. Oh, see, I don't agree with this. He was in the pocket.
Intentional grounding, offense number 7. Quarterback with the pocket. There's no receiver in the area. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Loss of down, 2nd down.
So what are you going to do? You got to teach your quarterback now to throw it away. But when you throw it away, make sure you really get it close to a guy in the sideline. Watch, he's under pressure from the start. Little push inside. Kelly Gregg, and he's not out of the tackle box, but he's just throwing it away down the field. So I guess you got to know to throw it near the receiver, throw it over his head. I just don't think it was a good call.
Now 2nd and 20. Pressure from behind, and Castle fortunate to tuck that under at the last moment as Suggs came in on him. Loss of 6.
Yeah, against Brandon Albert, but that's so tough. Nobody open down the field. This is not on the offensive line. It is good pass protection. 1, 2, nobody's open. Keep 2 hands on the football because this Baltimore Ravens defense, Terrell Suggs, Jared Johnson, all of them, they don't quit. And he's just an awesome hustler while he plays, Suggs, and also number 95, Jared Johnson, the same thing.
That's the first Ravens sack in over 100 opponent pass plays. 3rd and 26. From the end zone. Ball's out. Recovered by the Ravens. Chris Carr recovers it. It was Lewis who knocked it out.
How about that? Ray Lewis kind of quiet today. Again, going underneath. Nobody open down the field, but it was kind of designed to throw short. You could hear the hit from up here, Jim. Ray Lewis directed traffic. It's a zone. It just puts that big left arm on him. That's what you find out. We heard it from Jamal Charles. You know, young guys, never been in the playoffs. Playing a team like this, it's different. There's no question it's different.
So it's Lewis who gave us last night a lot of comparisons. This team to the Super Bowl winning team of 10 years back. And he's been wearing his Super Bowl ring all week, which is a rarity. On 1st down, Flacco. Raven receiver is down, and it draws a flag. It's Eric Berry who got tangled with Todd Heap, and they're going to call interference.
Illegal contact. Defense number 29. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. 1st down.
Well, it's not as bad as interference. It's the 5 past the 5 yards. The contact by Berry is the call.
To the outside. It's pretty tough. He's in good position. He's going to the football. The Ravens, though, Joe Flacco recognizes the defense, how it's changed. They're making him throw the football outside. He's not afraid.
On 1st down, it's Rice. Into a pile in the middle for a couple. Now, both of these teams all season long barely turned it over. It hasn't been the case here today. Now, you look at a guy like Rice. He had 370 touches this year and never fumbled, as you see Vrabel now hobbling to the sideline. Ravens trying to cash in off the McCluster fumble.
Kansas City's got to be aggressive. Got to play tight man-to-man. You got to make him throw it into a small spot to get the completion.
Flacco is brought down again. Back at the 11. Belcher and Jackson, the 2 to get to him.
And it broke down fast. Tom Mahaly outside has a running back on him. That really makes Joe Flacco right away panic and go up inside. Belcher unblocked. Again, the blitz from the inside. He saw the running back block Holland. They gave him a free run to the quarterback.
Makes it a 3rd and 8 for Baltimore from the 11. Holland coming in on him, and it's incomplete. Got there just as he was releasing the pass.
Boy, he takes turns. They figure out which matchup they like during the game. Right tackle Yonda has him, tries to hit him. Well, as he goes to hit him, he's so fast, so athletic, he goes right around it and gets to hit on Joe Flacco. Boy, this is where quarterbacks hurt their arms.
You can see how that could happen right there.
Yeah, getting hit as you throw. Great stand by the defense.
29 yards, just made one earlier in the quarter from 29. And this one also good. He's 3 for 3 on the day, making it a 2-score game. 16-7 Ravens, 3rd quarter.
You're watching the NFL on CBS. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the Droid Pro by Motorola. Finally, a work phone worth taking home. And by Geico, where 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Along with Phil Simms, Jim Nantz here in Kansas City. I mentioned earlier the Chiefs had like near record territory, fewest turnovers. The Patriots set the all-time record this year with only 10. And there's one of your teams, the 4th one down, the 1990 Giants, only 14 turnovers. Ravens with a couple of field goals here in the 3rd quarter. He peeled off 13 unanswered, and Cundiff gets another touchback. So the Ravens defense clamped down on that 1 4th down play, and they've given up nothing as far as the passing game. There's Jamal Charles. He'll stand on the sidelines here on this first snap anyway, as Thomas Jones is the running back. 4:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. The Ravens defense so tough, best in the league in the 3rd quarter this year. Jones has held to no gain. By the way, later today, CBS Sports rolls out some basketball action. Josh Selby and the Kansas Jayhawks in Ann Arbor to battle Tim Hardaway Jr. and the Michigan Wolverines right here on CBS Sports, our 30th road to the Final Four. This Ravens defense, Phil, did not give up a 3rd quarter touchdown all season. In fact, they haven't in 25 consecutive games. No touchdown in the 3rd quarter. That's the best since records go back to 1933. Castle all kinds of time. 2nd and 10. Dancing around now, throws, and he's picked. He hits Landry, has it. And Landry ducks under one hit, still going on the sidelines, and wrestled down by Kevin Curtis.
Boy, Jim, got a late flag on. Somebody saw something else. Probably a personal foul by one of the teams, but don't panic. That's what I want to say to the Chiefs. It's 16-7, a long way to go.
After the interception, illegal block in the back on the receiving team, number 93, 10 yards, first down.
You know, let your defense still be part of it. So this is the one, of course, you never want to turn it over, but it's a dangerous throw by Matt Castle. And you know, he looks, he sees. When you're throwing against a zone defense, that's what it is. They're watching the quarterback. The number one rule for the quarterback is what? See in front of the receiver. He did not see Landry in front.
It's his 2nd interception thrown in the quarter.
Well, put more pressure on the defense once again. Hold them to the field goal, still a 2-score game.
As McGahee trots to the 28, gain of 3.
But you got to look at this Kansas City defense. Now the Ravens think the style they play, the way they try to hold you up and then get off the blocks to make the tackles, they think it's tough to run against early in the game. But you can't keep You know, they say you can't keep playing that style late in the game. You will get tired, and you'll have a hard time getting off those blocks.
2nd down and 7.
Seeing no sign of fatigue, though.
Fake the handoff, and now throw it to the man they faked it to. It's McGahee, and he fights for first down yardage to the 20.
Nice pocket for Joe Flacco. Stays in there. Good block on the right side. Boy, again, they put Willis McGahee against Tom Bahali. That is rough. But keeps him off of Joe Flacco, and once again, inside short pass, and then run with it after that. It's easy for me to say up here, but the Kansas City Chiefs, I would play tight man-to-man coverage. Don't give them a chance to throw it short.
McGahee again for a couple. It's a danger point right now for the Chiefs. This John Harbaugh team has got all kinds of momentum going with it right now. 13 unanswered points. And interesting, you talked to Coach Harbaugh last night about kind of how would you define your style of coaching.
He didn't like the question, but he went ahead and answered it.
I didn't see too much frustration with that, but he does have an ability to push people really hard, get the best out of them.
Well said. They work hard in Baltimore. It's not a country club atmosphere by no means.
2nd and 8. Heap has it at the 5.
Oh, man, what a job by Joe Flacco. Glenn Dorsey gets right inside of Michael Orr. And again, just being so big, he's able to hang in there. Watch the hit come from behind. Oh, my gosh, that's why he's throwing the football. The throw right on target, inside, low, where he can catch it.
No huddle, 1st and goal. And that's McLean, fullback's first carry.
Well, another inside throw and catch by Todd Heap from Joe Flacco.
Untangling bodies, and it's Burks the last to get up.
Inside, down the field to the outside. So the tight man-to-man coverage. That time the Chiefs have it. Joe Flacco waits for the window outside.
And there's a few words being exchanged still down on the field.
Well, I think when the Ravens play, that's just part of the game. There's going to be a little bit of talking.
The Ravens have called the timeout. Well, John Harbaugh, what a week for the family with his brother Jim being named the head coach of the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, he watched Jim's, of course, it's a proud moment for the whole family. The dad, a great coach, won a championship at Western Kentucky. But what did he say about Jim as he watched his press conference?
Hey, look at the family tree here. Big Jack at Western Kentucky, other places, what success he had. John, of course, huge hit here in Baltimore, and Jim's success in the college ranks. Most recently at Stanford, down there at the Orange Bowl. But I tell you, he thought a lot of that stuff in the press conference sounded a little familiar. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, it's all my stuff. Because John says, my wife goes, don't give him any more. That's it. No more lines for him. He's using them all.
They will meet next year, by the way.
That's right.
At Baltimore in the regular season. So they come out of the Ravens timeout. 2nd and goal at the 4. Fake to McGahee, across the middle, and it's caught for a touchdown. Anquan Bolden pulls it down. Touchdown, Ravens.
Yeah, it's a pass that everybody throws in the National Football League now. And when you get inside the 10, you just cannot go for play-action fakes and let the guys get behind you. But Anquan Bolden, remember we said at the beginning of the game, their game plan to throw it inside to him. That's what he is, and they have done that today. That short crossing routes, a lot of good execution by this Baltimore offense.
Only 7 seconds to go in the quarter. Ravens have scored now 13 in the 3rd to go up 23-7.
Watch Anquan Bolden from the outside get behind the defense. Joe Flacco knows what he's got there. A big, strong receiver, quarterback in high school that can just catch it in traffic, and he's a great hand catcher. So when you throw it high, it's no problem for him. And of course, that's always a safe spot in the NFL. Back of the end zone, up, and he made it look easy. Ravens, beautiful throw. Joe Flacco standing tall, and the fact it really is something. Size is a talent. And when you're as tall as he is at quarterback, you can make a lot of these throws look very easy.
Of course, Bolden has the history with Todd Haley. We both were at Arizona.
That's right.
Not that they always got along.
Well, I don't know if you always want to, you're ever going to get along all the time with Todd Haley. Coaches hard. But it's really interesting as I watch this Ravens offense. Not that it's been spectacular today by no means. But I just think they're over a lot of things. They go, okay, we know who we are. We know what each guy can do. That's what it's about in this league, as I said early in the game. Find the role for your players, what they do best, and let them do it. Anquan Bolden, he is an excellent inside receiver.
Ravens with 3 takeaways in this quarter. Coming up the field at the 10 is McCluster. And he gives the Chiefs a little life with that run back. 36-yard return to the 46. New York's finest family moves to a new beat Wednesday. Tom Selleck stars in the hit drama Blue Bloods. It's Wednesday, beginning actually January 19th here on America's #1 network. So the Chiefs, boy, everything changed when they got stopped early in the quarter here on 4th and a foot. Get a good starting point this time, though, at the 46.
Well, now you got to expect the defense to back up.
And that ball is knocked out. Knocked out and recovered. Recovered by Webb. Ladarius Webb.
Well, he comes on the blitz from the outside. It's a zone defense behind it. They send one blitzer. So they're going to let you throw the football short. And the Kansas City Chiefs do not pick it up.
It's Kruger and Webb on the hit.
From the outside. Oh, Jamal Charles does not make the adjustment. They have the guys to block it. He cannot. Well, Darius Webb, excellent job. He faked like he was coming outside. When he dipped under, Jamal Charles couldn't make the adjustment.
Are they going to challenge, say that was a pass?
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by Baltimore. It's being challenged by Kansas City.
It's a very good challenge by Todd Haley, because this could be the game. Football did go backwards.
The old tuck rule.
Oh, I think it's a great challenge. I think it's going to be an incomplete pass. His arm is going forward with the football in his hand. Absolutely. You're right, Jim.
You know, when I first saw it live, I thought it was an incompletion, but the first replay, I said fumble. Now you see this. Does he ever try to stop it at some point? Right about.
It doesn't matter.
No, that's going to be the tuck rule.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. If he's trying to stop it, it's still the tuck rule. You're right. The fact that it went backwards, I didn't see that. I thought he just got hit and the football went flying backwards. Watch his arm.
This is a challenge that Todd Haley and the Chiefs have to win, really. They need it badly. Down 16. Of course, this is where it all stemmed from.
Oh, boy.
The old tuck rule. Raiders and the Patriots. That was back 9 years ago next week.
You know, both of those plays have one thing in common besides the tuck rule. I think both pass rushers hit the quarterback in the head. Well, this is a tremendous. If it holds up like we think it will, then it is just an incomplete pass. Well, yeah, Matt Castle took a good hit to the.
Saw him shaking his right hand as well.
After review, it was an incomplete pass. Therefore, it's second down on the 45-yard line and a half in the Baltimore half. Please put 19 seconds on the game clock. 19 seconds on the game clock, please.
One more time, is the football in his hand when it goes forward? I think the answer, absolutely. Now it's going forward right there. Then he's, actually, you're right, Jim. He's trying to hold up on the throw. Then it's knocked loose.
It's just going to be second down and 10 at the 46. You know, even with that last touchdown surrender, it's still a 2-score game.
If the Chiefs could get some little drive here, get a field goal, you just want to make the Ravens still play, be aggressive when they have the ball.
Throw over to Kevin Curtis. This amazing story here. Just signed on Tuesday, practiced for the first time on Wednesday, and he's active today. Chris Chambers, who had started all year, sits out, inactive.
Tells you a lot about their wide receiver position.
Into the third quarter, you're watching the NFL on CBS. Fifteen minutes to go, fourth quarter about to get started. You see the passing numbers, 245 for Flacco, 67 for Castle.
Well, I think the Chiefs were, last week the Oakland Raiders came in here and played man-to-man coverage and just overwhelmed them. They did not think it would be the same scenario here today. They were wrong. The Ravens, confident, up on the receivers, challenge them to get open.
3rd and 7, start the fourth. Castle flings it down the sideline. What a catch. And it's going to be ruled for the second time today out of bounds. Baran Tucker grabbed it. There is a flag down.
Offense number 76. 10-yard penalty is still third down.
Well, I think the Ravens will decline this penalty. But just to show you, what do you do? It's a blitz from the outside. Good pickup. But when you have to try to make the throws down the field, Josh Wilson has just played well for the Ravens. Boy, and I tell you, how about that coverage? It is perfect. Second foot definitely comes down out of bounds. You know, the Chiefs, Jim, they can't even run, I don't want to say their trick plays, they can't even run them unless your core plays work. All those secondary plays do not work in a football game.
Colquitt booms this one, and it takes a forward bounce for the touchback. 51 yards, 31 net. Well, Wednesdays, Phil, you'll be in the studio again for Showtime. JB, Chris, Warren, all you guys get together for cable's longest running show, the award-winning Inside the NFL every Wednesday on Showtime.
Well, you said like that maybe that was in doubt. I'll be back again this week. Like, you know, I have to wait week to week to get the call.
You're on that week-to-week contract. Like, it's a 10-day contract. How with that back of yours, you know, it's fine now, though, right?
You want to wrestle?
No issues?
I'm fine.
Had to be inactive one week, but back for the playoffs, of course. 1st and 10, and it's Stallworth on the end around.
Boy, good job by Tom Mahali. Does not chase, stays outside. Not going to let a reverse or a cutback go for big yards.
That gained only 1.
1 yard on the play, second down and 9 from the Baltimore.
That's a way, when you run a reverse, it's a way by the offense, knowing the score, Cameron. It's a safe play, but it still pushes the issue for you from the offensive side.
Second and 9. Flacco being chased. Gives it up to Rice, and there's a flag. That was Ron Edwards chasing after Flacco.
It's going to be on the offense here, a little pass interference.
Pass interference. Offense number 18. 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
called on Stallworth, who caught only 2 passes all season long, but one of them went for 67, the Ravens' longest play from scrimmage all year long.
Well, what happened is that he thinks it's going to be a screen to the outside. So Dante Stallworth, he goes down. Yep, he thinks it's, he should have thrown the ball immediately to the running back. So he's blocking before the football is released.
Stallworth comes out. Ravens sent packing to the 10-yard line. Backs him up to a 2nd down and 19. Nice piece of running here. Rice. And he takes it rather quickly out to the 26. Picks up 15.
Well, a couple things. Look at the Chiefs again. Look how deep they are when they were on defense. Just the space that they allow, and that's why Joe Flacco had great success, which we pointed out. Now they've come up in there and they get a little tighter. The Ravens took advantage of it, that they were playing a pass defense. The running back behind the quarterback who's under the center, expect run in those situations if you're on the defensive side.
3rd and a little less than 5. Heap has the first. He has been quite the target on 3rd down all day long.
Yeah, he has. He's against John McGraw. Here he comes down the field. Look, he's played a lot of football. He's clever. Just finds the space, and Joe Flacco, oh my gosh, here comes Gilberry, unblocked right up the chute, and he just stands there nice and relaxed, turns, protects himself, and puts it right on target.
Heap's 4th 3rd down conversion of this game. Of course, he'd missed 3 games in December because of a thigh injury, and part of the reason why Cam Cameron was telling last night, everybody's kind of getting healthy at the right time for the playoffs. 1st and 10. And Rice driving and churning for another 8 or 9.
You know, Jim, you saw the hits that Joe Flacco he's taken today. He's moving around. What did he say last night? Man, this is the best I have ever felt in 3 years going into the playoffs. And I kind of go back to what Cam Cameron says. He goes, man, our guy's a horse. You know, he's a horse. He's big. So, and the thing is, he never misses practice. His arm never gets sore. So he has the ability to practice hard and give himself a chance to keep getting better.
He also has a good short-term memory. You know, you make a mistake or two, he moves on. It's like Cameron was telling us. Joe doesn't live in the past. Well, he has a remarkable ability to move on. And after a couple of miscues in the 1st quarter, he has moved on today. He moved the chains after that run by Rice.
Was that a fumble? I don't.
Nah, it's just another scuffle here. Vrabel in it, Michael Orr in it.
Well, oh, there we go.
That's what Orr and Belcher going on for a while.
Yeah, that. Tony Moe knocked Vrabel down from behind.
Another 1st down for Baltimore. And there's Orr again being tossed around a little bit. That picked up 3. Rice.
Look, if you're the Baltimore Ravens, you can't fall into any traps. Just play. Don't get sidetracked. Don't get a penalty to stop this drive, which has been an awesome drive by him so far. Taking clock, changing field position. Oh, yeah, Michael Orr, that's a pretty good acting job. For a big guy, he goes down easy.
2nd and 7. And Gahey stacked up this time. Of course, Orr has been portrayed in Hollywood. Just hasn't taken his acting talents there.
No need to. He's doing pretty well right where he's at. Overall, he's had a really solid day. Yeah, I think he gave up a sack. I'm not sure if he gave up 2, but the initial pass protection by him was excellent.
Now moving the clock inside 10 minutes.
Use the clock. Joe Flacco doing a wonderful job of that. And don't even throw a football close if there's a defender nearby.
3rd and 9, and Heat holding on for the tackle is Barry, which ensures now they'll have to punt.
Well, the yards they gained, the time they took off the clock, and you come to the sideline, you know, you get a little handshake from the coaches. Excellent job by the Baltimore Ravens offense.
Heap comes out, and special teams comes onto the field. Heap 10 catches, 106 yards. The 10 catches, a career high. Harbaugh loves his special teams. His punter and kicker, Cundiff and Cook, believes he has the best combo in the NFL with these two. And take it all the way down, use it all. Now they snap it with 1 second on the play clock with a flag.
Well, they're going to call it offsides by the Kansas City Chiefs.
Did you see the way that ball reacted?
You know, I took it for granted it was going to roll in the end zone.
It didn't. It's 4th and 3, by the way. Let's see the call.
Offside. Defense
Oh,
number 53. 5 yards results in a first down.
Oh, what a mistake.
Well, you know what I want to do? I want to see, he did flinch to Mario Williams on the outside. But I'm just not sure he was offsides. You know, the end man on the line of scrimmage. Here he is.
Yeah,
That's close.
It was close. I don't think he got all the way back.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It was some punt lost in all that by Cook. Watch this.
Oh, boy.
I mean, it was an inch away.
But now it's 3 more downs, more time off the clock. It's just another huge mistake by a young team.
McGahee this time, ball carrier, picks up 3.
Todd Heap, I think a lot of us, you know, you kind of think, well, he's been through so many injuries. Would he be able to rebound this year? When given the opportunity, it's made the plays, and today he's been one big difference in this football game.
It's 10 catches again, a personal best. They're now also a Ravens playoff best.
Well, the Ravens team, when you look at them too, Jim, man, they can grind along. They're used to playing close games.
They keep grinding. That's McGahee. This drive now is at about 7 minutes, and the tempers continue to flare. And the clock keeps on running. Well, this Baltimore team, can you imagine if Baltimore goes on to win this game? You'll have like the rubber game of the series in the AFC for both the Jets and the Patriots, who went 1-1 this year. Everybody knows the most recent one was a blowout there, but the Jets did in fact beat them week 2. And then you got the Ravens and the Steelers for the 3rd time, if it pans out that way. I think a little warning going over here to the coaches.
Yes.
Seems like every play is ending with some shoving and altercations.
Let's see if he's going to, Mike Carey's going to go to the other sideline and now tell John Harbaugh the same thing. And what it is, next time there's a little pushing and shoving, they're going to eject some of the players.
John Harbaugh.
Look at Harbaugh. He's telling them, stop it. Don't get into fights.
Oh, look at this one. And that's taking it too far.
Yeah, it really is.
Trying to rip somebody's helmet off.
Heap. I think that's Tyson Jackson.
Yep. Meanwhile, back to the action. It's going to be 3rd down, 3rd and 5. Got to get to the 35 for the first. Ball at the 40. And that's Bolden. With Arenas trying to cover him. Picks up 7 and a first.
Boy, again, Anquan Bolden, he's found a spot inside, being the slot receiver, able to go across the field, run that short route that time to the outside.
See all these like wrestling moves at the end of these plays, and I'm sure this was not part of the motivational speech, but the legendary iconic wrestler Dan Gable was brought in on Friday to speak to the Chiefs team. Motivational talk. What Todd Haley brought him in for. Talked about how to get better and develop. You never know, he told him. You could be on the brink of greatness. As Rice on the carry for 4.
Well, what has happened, some of the weaknesses of this Chiefs football team, they really showed up again today, Jim. They showed up last week against the Raiders, but a different style team. They thought maybe we can manufacture it, but they couldn't. And the big thing is the wide receivers not able to get open. That was probably the biggest thing, and not able to cover the inside receivers of the Baltimore Ravens.
Ravens have had it on this drive for over 8.5 minutes. Rice again. Squirts past Eric Johnson, ridden down then by Kendrick Lewis.
I just think of the number of plays this Ravens offense has run. If they go in tomorrow to watch this film, they better take in some popcorn and put their feet up and relax, because there are a lot of plays to go over.
It's a double feature.
It definitely is. 70 plays by the Ravens. You know, the NFL, once you get over 60 now, that's
saying a lot, huh?
You're getting it done.
3rd and about 3. And Rice.
Well, what do? You said it, you're up 2 scores. You kick a field goal, it's 3 scores. Or do you go for the first down and it's just completely over? If it was up to me, the decision I would make, I would go for it. Because an easy way to let the Chiefs back in the game, block a field goal attempt and get an easy score. Well, not easy, but a quick score.
You see the big back Moreeeee coming in, short yardage back, so many situations for Coach Harbaugh, who has the challenge flag in his hand. Didn't like the spot. Wait, toss that out there now.
Well, you've got to realize, if he throws it out there and challenges it, well, he can't challenge it, Jim. Let's see. Oh, that's just past the line. It looks like a very good spot, but maybe a couple inches short.
He's got the flag in his hand again. I think he just said,
well, you can't.
It's not worth it.
It's not. No, it's not a. It has to be a first down before he challenges the spot of the football, since it was marked short.
Moreeeee gets it anyway, and more. Moreeeee inside the 10 and in for the touchdown for the clincher.
Well, you gamble a little. Look at the running hope for Willis Moreeeee that last time. A defense that we talked about, but this is an extreme. Of course they're tired. You can only take on the blockers for so long. And that was the biggest running lane I've seen all day for the Baltimore Raven running backs.
That was some drive for him, too. Ton of good, and the Ravens have put up 30. 10 minutes and 20 seconds, ending in a touchdown. Longest drive of the season for the Ravens by time. 80 yards in 15 plays. More importantly, 10 minutes, 24 seconds.
Wow, 3rd longest by any team since the year 2000.
Kind of pooches this one, and it goes out of bounds. Not what they wanted. So Kansas City will have it at the 40.
Kick out of bounds. We place at the 40-yard line. First down.
Chiefs at one time led this game 7-3 with less than a minute to go in the first half. Then 27 unanswered by Baltimore.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Sprint, the Now Network. New Line Cinemas, The Right, in theaters January 28th. And by the all-new Volkswagen Jetta. It's great for the price of good. That's Das Auto.
We're back in Kansas City, but Baltimore is going to be on its way to Pittsburgh next week. Baltimore and Pittsburgh again for the third time. And all they do is play games that come down to a field goal in the end. They've had 4 straight encounters that have ended by exactly 3 points as Castle is decked by Suggs. Suggs' second sack.
Well, coming from the outside, right tackle Barry Richardson. Again, the coverage is pretty good. And if you're Matt Castle, the defense is back. Look down the field, but the underneath receivers are open.
This pass intended for Curtis. Carr on the coverage.
As I say that Nakamura, the safety, comes right up the middle, makes Matt Castle throw the football just a little bit before he is ready.
Well, over on the NFC side, Seattle surviving that NFC West and then putting up just a sensational performance yesterday, knocking out the Saints. Of course, Philadelphia and Green Bay coming up later today. Castle on 3rd and 12 is brought down by Ray Lewis, who's been showcasing his Super Bowl ring this week to his teammates.
Yeah, Ray Lewis. Overload blitz from the left. They initially pick it up, can't handle it, but Ray Lewis wearing his Super Bowl ring last night. I go, do you wear that all the time? Nope. Hasn't worn it in 10 years.
Brought it out, show the guys, all right, this is the goal. Says, I'd never do this. And he really started tracking through all the games. Here's a 4th down play, 4th and 23. And it would have been better served with dropping that. That's an interception by Wilson. That interception cost the, not that it matters, cost the Ravens about 30 yards. Football back to Baltimore. They're going to be packing up for Pittsburgh here soon. Coming up, the Subway post-game show. JB and Dan, Shannon and Boomer, Coach Cower. They'll have the highlights and their thoughts on this game. We'll hear from the winners, and we'll have the latest playoff news coming up on the Subway post-game show. Tailback now for the Ravens is Parmalee. And Jalen gets the handle, picks up about 3. The Greg Madison defense, though, is completely shutting down the Chiefs since that first quarter. He talked with us last night about how he felt like his unit came together the last 4 weeks. Can start to call things more aggressively.
Yeah, he can, and there you go. You see him with Ray Lewis. You know, coaches, a lot of times they talk to us, Jim. They don't like say a lot of great things about their own players a lot of times. But he talked about his defense. He says, man, we're getting better. He goes, my guys work so hard. They're so smart. And you know, they really are, by NFL standards. Everybody's into the responsibility of all the other players. But how about Coach Madison? We talked to him earlier in the year, has no aspirations of being a head coach, wants to coach the guys, be in there with them, and have that type of relationship. So, works well.
He took over the position, coordinator position from Rex Ryan. And how about Coach Ryan's win last night?
Nice change up by him against the Jets. I mean, against the Indianapolis Colts. Last year in the championship game, they did a lot of blitzing. They lost. They made some changes in their defense. Worked well for him. Held the Colts to 16 points.
We'll be seeing them next week on Sunday. Jets up at the Patriots on CBS. 3rd and 1 here. And Parmalee for a 3rd straight carry. This time for 3 and a first. We reached the 2-minute warning. Ravens on their way. 30-7. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Subway post-game shows coming up, and we'll hear from the winners. All the latest playoff news coming up. Subway post-game show again, Phil, coming up for the AFC next week. Divisional round, divisional matchups in each case.
You know, to be fun about that, to see how each team changes for the next encounter. We just talked about the Jets and Indianapolis Colts, and I think that'll be the same. We'll have those same type of changes by both teams when they play each other.
Normally, getting some late work. It's time for a yard, maybe two.
He was tackled by Rob Edwards. He was a yard on play.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by IBM. Let's build a smarter planet. Visit IBM.com/smarterplanet. And by Subway Restaurants. Start the new year right with the Egg White Muffin Melt.
Arrowhead has all but emptied out. And the Chiefs' special season coming to an end here. It's going to be their 7th straight postseason loss. Still got to go back to '93 season since they won. Todd Haley getting this franchise back on track, though.
Well, this loss will hurt for a while, though, Jim, but you got to look back. 10-6, making the playoffs. Of course, they know this game just really brought out the weaknesses in this football team. They'll try to correct those this offseason and, of course, be better going into next year.
Flacco will take one more snap. Flacco, who's never played a home playoff game, will now be 4-2 in the postseason on the road. That's impressive. Took him to the AFC title game as a rookie. Lost in the divisional round at Indianapolis last year. A 12-win regular season. Only New England with 14 and Atlanta with 13 wins had more than the Ravens' 12 victories, which of course matched Pittsburgh. They were probably a Polamalu strip sack away from having the number 2 seed. Instead, they'll try to go about it all the way through the number 5 seed route.
Well, Jim, they won in an easy contest, which they never do. They're healthy, so the fact that they didn't play at home and get the week off, they've overcome that.
So the final score is Baltimore 30 and Kansas City 7. Ravens Steelers Saturday. Jets Patriots Sunday on CBS. Coming up next, it's the Subway post-game show. For Phil Simms, Lance Barrow, Mike Arnold, and all the crew, this is Jim Nantz saying so long from Kansas City. You've been watching the NFL on CBS, and we'll join James Brown in New York after this.